Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, everybody. If you can hear me properly, and if my screen is visible to you, then click on yes option. Yes. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Jayashree. Well, help me in the technical poll if you can hear me properly, and if my screen is visible to you, click on yes option. Okay. Hello, Sachin from JNV Mysore. Is my screen visible to you? Great. Okay then. So we can start the class. So what are the things that has been done in the previous class? So probably, as I know, whatever information I got, the first section, I mean like the environmental factor or abiotic factor is done so far, right? Climatic factor, edaphic factor, okay, temperature and other things are already done in the class. What information I got from the uh, teacher who was taking your last class. Okay, so probably this is also done, right? soil का भी हो गया होगा मेरे ख्याल से soil का भी हो गया होगा. Okay, that is why you were not joining. Got it. क्योंकि कल कोई न्यू मैडम क्लास ले रहे थे तो उनको वो लिंक शेयर नहीं किए. Okay, no problem. Okay, so this is all about your soil. Soil के बारे में अगर बात करें तो soil is the upper weather part of the earth surface having mineral particles 45%, water 25% and air 25%, living organisms and humus 5% which can sustain terrestrial plant life. So if you are talking about soil, so read out the things, then you can get. Okay. Uh, yeah, I'll send it, Jayashree. Don't worry, I'll send it. Okay. And do one thing like now, for now, read out the things whatever is given here. Okay, एक बार देख लो इसको, एक बार इसका नोट बना लो, फिर उसके बाद मैं क्लास कंटिन्यू करूंगा. Okay, 1 second, 1 second. Okay, take a note of this one. I'll go back to this particular slide. वाटर का भी ले लो, अपना एक नोट बना लो. ठीक है, वाटर का भी नोट बना लो, फिर मैं एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ क्या क्या होता है बाकी सारा चीज. ठीक है. Okay, so this is all about water. Urihaline, stenohaline are the two particular term, two important term if you are talking about the water. Okay, some organisms are tolerant to a wide range. When organisms are tolerant to a wide range, I mean like some organism which can tolerate salinity, I mean salt concentration. Salt concentration को जो tolerate कर सकता है, ठीक है. सो उसका लेवल अगर उसका रेंज ज्यादा रहा, रेंज अगर मैक्सिमम रहा, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज योर यूरी हेलाइन. उसको रेजिस्ट करने वाला रेंज अगर मैक्सिमम रहा तो उसको यूरी लाइन कहा जाएगा. स्टेनोहेलाइन मतलब अगर नेरो रेंज तक ही सॉल्ट कंसंट्रेशन को रेजिस्ट किया जा सके तो दैट इज योर स्टेनोहेलाइन. Okay, that is called as stenohaline. Well, I am moving to the next slide and this is all about your soil. Soil के बाद ये सबसे important ये वाला है. If you are talking about the profiling of soil, soil is having different zone A, B, C and O zone. Okay, look into the O zone. O zone will be the uppermost zone which will be containing humus on the ground surface. It is containing humus. Below that A zone is there. Okay, right? And below that B zone is there and below that C zone is there. Okay, look into the particular slide now. You can see what are the other things. A जोन का देख लो, B जोन का देख लो, C जोन का, इसका एक नोट बना लो, फिर मैं आगे बढ़ता हूँ. Okay, so you can see the other things like A zone will be the zone, or A horizon will be the zone where it will be containing topsoil, which is rich in organic matter, typically dark in color. Okay, so it will be containing dark color soil, A zone, A horizon, where it is also called as leaching part, and it contains the irrigation part, we can say, or yeah, where water content will be there. Okay, below that B zone is there, and the B zone is the subsoil. It is also called as subsoil. It is also called as zone of accumulation, because in this particular zone, what I can say is many soluble particles like minerals and other things will be accumulating in this particular zone. That is why it is called as zone of accumulation. Zone of accumulation कहा जाता है क्योंकि यहाँ पे minerals जो होता है वो accumulate करता है. Okay. Okay, so that is your I can say B zone, and below that the C horizon will be there. C horizon will be innermost part, or innermost portion. Okay, right? It is the weather bedrock or rotten rock region where most of the bedrocks lies between the soil profile. I mean, in this particular C horizon region, you can observe presence of rock. Rock का presence भी तुमको देखने को मिलेगा इस particular region पे. Is that clear to everybody? Right? So now I am moving to the next slide. Shall I move to the next slide? Jayashree? Jayashree, shall I move to the next slide now? Okay, I'm moving to the next slide now. This is all about your soil profiling and a soil. Yeah, now here is a question for you people. Question is like, okay, so the question is visible on your screen now. I'm launching poll for the question and I hope you can answer to the question. Jayashree, answer me in the poll section now. Okay, Jayashree, very good, Jayashree, very good, very good. I'm waiting for other people to answer to the question. Okay, then last 10 seconds remaining, then I'll be ending the poll. I'm waiting for other people to answer to the question. Okay, I'm ending the poll here, sharing the result with you people. One second. Okay, right. Let me stop sharing. You can see the result. Everyone has chosen option C, and that's the correct answer. So minerals is the most important thing that is required and for the uh, for a soil to provide good quality. Okay, so mineral is the correct answer to the question. Now I'm moving to the next slide. This is the responses to abiotic factor. Here are some rules. Okay. You can see different rules are given by different scientists here. Okay, A Bergman rule. According to A Bergman, birds and mammals attains greater body size in colder region and lesser in warmer region. Why this happens? Okay, so this is the rule given by Bergman. According to him, birds and mammals they attain greater body size, whereas those organisms which are present in the colder region they attain larger body size, whereas they are which are present in the warmer region they attain lesser body size. Okay, so it is a theory given by Bergman. He believed that surface area is the thing which is I mean like which will be helping in regulation of the body temperature. Okay, and if you are talking about the Allen's rule is quite important because this Allen's rule has been asked in exam for several times. What is Allen's rules? Allen's rule is animals which are from the colder climate region, they are generally having shorter year limbs to minimize heat loss. According to Allen, it is believed that smaller surface area, smaller surface area reduces heat loss. Reduce heat loss. Smaller surface area reduces heat loss. It is believed that according to Allen, smaller surface area reduces the heat loss. Next is your C. Jordan rules. Species occurring in cold water have more vertebrae, whereas those are found in the warmer water. Okay. Gogler's rule: animals of tropic region are more darker in color, heavily pigmented than those in the Arctic region. This is quite, relatable thing. Those who are found in the tropic region, they are darker in color because they have pigment in their body, which is sensitive to the melanin pigment present on the body of the organism. Pigment is your melanocytes or melanin pigment. Okay, melanin pigment. Is that clear to everybody? Right, I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay, and below that, that is E. Rench's rule: birds of colder region have narrow wings than those are found in the warmer regions. Okay, guys. So I am moving to the next slide now. Extremely sorry for the things. Well, now these are certain theory given by different people based on the factor, abiotic factor, how the organisms are responding to the abiotic factor, or how the organisms are, I can say, adapting to the abiotic factor. Okay, now let us talk about the how different organisms are reacting to the abiotic factor, how they are reacting to the changing temperature, changing environment, changing वाटर कंडीशन एंड चेंजिंग अदर थिंग्स. ओके, सारे चीज को कैसे इन लोग रिएक्ट करते हैं उन सब के ऊपर हम लोग देखेंगे अभी. सो इफ यू लुक इन द फर्स्ट केस, there are a group of organism which can regulate their body temperature. Okay, a group of organism is there which can regulate their body temperature their constant temperature, their osmolarity, and other things by different means, physiological means or behavioral means or many means. Okay, by different physiological means, by behavioral means, or any other way, but they are the organism which are regulating their body temperature at a constant level, their body internal body environment at a constant level, even if outside their body in the environment the temperature and other things are changing frequently. Even after that also, the body environment or internal body environment is well maintained. Is that clear to everybody? Right? Okay then. Okay. Well, so you can see those organisms which can regulate their body temperature are called as those organisms which can regulate their internal temperature, internal environment are called as regulator. They can regulate everything. That's why they are called as regulator. Is that clear to everybody? They can regulate everything, or they can regulate internal temperature, internal environment beside the changes that is occurring outside in the environment. Some organisms are able to maintain homeostasis, body temperature by physiological or by behavioral or physiological means. They are called as regulator. Is that clear to everybody? Okay. Okay. All birds and mammals, a very few lower vertebrates and invertebrates are regulators, thermoregulations and osmoregulations, as I told you. So all birds and mammals, along with very few lower vertebrates, are regulators. I mean, birds and mammals, like we can regulate our body temperature. We can regulate our body temperature. That's why we are called as regulator. We can regulate the body temperature. That's why it is called as thermoregulation. As some of the birds and some of the fishes, they can regulate their osmolarity in the sense, the water and iron content of their body, water and iron content in the body is maintained by them. That is osmoregulation. For example, you can see हम लोग जैसे regulator है, how we are regulating our body temperature, that is quite important. If you are talking about behavioral changes, जैसे कि हम लोग बात करते हैं, let me 1 second. One second. Okay, so if you are talking about this particular thing now, देखो अभी मैं बताता हूँ क्या चीजें हैं. How we are regulating our body temperature by physiological means and by behavioral means. Okay, first one, during summer time, physiological means की अगर बात करें, so there is something called sweating. Sweating होता है अपने अंदर, अपने बॉडी में sweating होता है during summer. This sweating results in evaporation of body heat in the form of liquid. So sweating heat को remove करता है. Remove body heat. Sweating remove body heat in the form of liquid or water. Water के form में, liquid के form में ये remove करता है. Okay, so this is one physiological change through which we are regulating our body temperature. So body heat को remove करेगा and this result in or this helps in cooling of body. This particular sweating helps in cooling of body. Body को cool करने में help करेगा. Right, next one, shivering during winter season. Winter season पे when temperature will be low outside, at that time we need to generate temperature in our body. अपने बॉडी के अंदर हम लोगों को टेम्परेचर जनरेट करना पड़ता है, राइट? एंड हाउ डू वी जनरेट बॉडी टेम्परेचर सो दैट वी कैन एडजस्ट विद द टेम्परेचर और लो टेम्परेचर that is present outside? ओके, दैट इज योर सिवरिंग. सिवरिंग मतलब वी डू वाइब्रेशन, वी डू वाइब्रेट. अपना बॉडी जो होता है वो क्या करता है, वाइब्रेट करना शुरू कर देता है, वाइब्रेट करना शुरू कर देता है. एज ए रिजल्ट दिस वाइब्रेशन जनरेट एनर्जी. वाइब्रेशन जो होता है वो वाइब्रेशन एनर्जी जनरेट करता है एज इट इज मूविंग कंटिन्यूअसली. As my hand is shivering like this, it means it is moving continuously, it is working, and as it is working, the vibration bring off or generate heat in the body, and this is how we maintain or we minimize the heat, or sorry, we increase the heat level in our body, and we got adjusted to the low temperature that is outside. These are two means of regulation. Okay, okay. Other things are like, for in case of plant के case में, to minimize water loss they simply close their stomata. For example, certain organisms which are found in the xerophytic condition, like xerophytic plant, dry condition में जो plants आते हैं xerophytic plant, they have a different adaptation, they have different physiological activity. They do perform their photosynthesis during night time. During daytime they never perform photosynthesis, and this is how they regulate, they minimize the loss of water, we can say. So they are somehow considered as regulator, but remember this one, most of the plants are count to be conformers. Okay, they are not regulators, they are conformers. You can see next one is your conformer. Those organisms which cannot regulate their body temperature are called as conformer. Those organisms which cannot regulate, they cannot regulate their body temperature are called as conformer. What they are going to do, they will be, or their body temperature will be, their body temperature will be changing according to the change in environment. Body temperature and other things, or internal environment will be depending upon the directly proportional to the external environment. इस तरीके से समझ लो. मतलब अगर बाहर टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज करेगा, if the temperature is increasing outside, this result in increase in temperature inside the body also. So outer environment, external environment, and internal environment, in both environment the environmental condition will be similar. Is that clear to everybody? Right, and that is why they are called as conformers, और इसी की वजह से इनको conformers कहा जाता है. I hope this is clear to everybody. Majority of animals and nearly all plants cannot maintain constant internal environment because they are depending upon the external environment. According to the external environment, they are going to change their their internal environment also. So body temperature changes with the ambient temperature or external temperature. This is first one. In aquatic animals, the osmotic concentration or the body fluid changes with that of the ambient water or external water. Temperature भी change होता है ambient temperature के हिसाब से. ठीक है? Well, and most of the plant do this particular. Majority of animals and nearly all plants they are considered as conformers, and most of the animals are also called as conformers. Few animals like mammals, birds, they are coming under regulators only. Is that clear to everybody? Right, so they cannot regulate their body temperature, they cannot maintain their internal environment, they are called as conformers. They are going along with the flow that is happening outside. External में जो हो रहा है, internal में भी हो रहा है. ठीक है? Okay, right, is that clear to everybody? Well, so this conformer में एक चीज दिया हुआ है जो कि मतलब quite important है. Thermoregulation is an energy expensive process. Heat loss or gain is the function of surface area. So when surface area will be more, heat loss will be more. So heat loss जो होगा, देखो heat loss जो होगा वो तब ज्यादा होगा जब surface area ज्यादा होगा. Increase in surface area increases the heat loss. Decrease in surface area decreases the heat loss. Therefore, small animals are not found in the polar region. Is that clear to everybody? Right? Okay. I'm moving to the next slide. This is partial regulator. Partial regulator are different. They will be regulating the body temperature up to a certain level. They will be regulating. Initially, what they are going to do, they are going to change according to the environmental condition, and even after that, after a specific level, they are not going to change their internal environment, even if the external environment is changing. कितना भी external environment change कर जाए, they are not going to change their internal environment after reaching up to a specific level. Before that, their internal environment will be changing according to the external environment. They are called as partial regulator. They are regulating their body temperature partially, not completely. That's why they are called as partial regulator. Here on the body acts as an insulator. Here on the body, in our body, you might have observed goosebump. Goosebump देखा है कभी? Goosebump हुआ है अपन को? Goosebump. This goosebump, when it happens, जब हम लोग कोई stress condition में आ गए, when there is very cold condition outside, so it will be acting as an insulator. This hair is going to be acting as an insulator, and this is going to release, or it is going to produce heat in our body. Okay, so they are called as insulator. They are not going to conduct heat outside the body. I mean, whatever amount of heat is present in our body, it is not going to lost, or it will not get lost through the hair, because hair is a insulator and it is going to consume the heat that is generated in the body. Okay, so this one, goosebump. In smaller organism, the surface area is large as compared to the volume. Okay, but in larger animal, the ratio is small. So the larger animals effectively control body temperature. जो larger animal होते हैं वो body temperature को effectively control करते हैं, whereas smaller organism, they cannot control their body temperature, as the volume and the surface area ratio is quite effective. Smaller organisms का. In smaller organisms, surface area is large as compared to the volume. Surface area ज्यादा होता है as compared to the volume. इसी के वजह से small animal regulate नहीं कर पाते हैं अपना body temperature. You can see the graph. This is indicating internal level. This is indicating external level. This is your x-axis. This is your y-axis. Certain organisms are there which is indicating the red line. They are called as like conformers. When external temperature or external level is increasing, at the same time internal level is also increasing. Right? Here also increasing. This is also increasing. This is also increasing. This is also increasing. This is in such a way. Whenever external environment is changing, internal environment is also changing. That's why it is showing this kind of graph. This kind of graph, 45-degree graph, ये show कर रहा है. Whereas regulators are those, even if external temperature is increasing, continuously, regulator, their body temperature is constant in this particular level only. It is not changing. Regulator का body temperature ना ही बढ़ रहा है और ना ही घट रहा है. बढ़ भी नहीं रहा है, घट भी नहीं रहा है. In this particular level, it is there only. They are called as regulator. ये line regulator को represent करता है. This particular line representing regulators. Is that clear to everybody? It is representing regulators. Partial regulators are different. Partial regulators, they are different. Partial regulator, initially what is happening when the external temperature is increasing, internal भी increase कर रहा है. External increase क्या, internal increase क्या, external increase क्या, internal increase क्या. In such a way, the increase is happening like this only up to a certain level. After that, neither it is increasing nor it is decreasing, और वो completely regulate हो रहा है. So as they are regulating up to a certain level, regulation हो रहा है up to a level, and at a certain level it is not getting regulated, not regulated at a certain level also. So that is why it is called as partial regulator. I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay, right. Is it clear to you, Jayashree? पार्शियल रेगुलेटर, रेगुलेटर्स एंड कन्फर्मर्स आसान सा चीज है, ज्यादा यहाँ पे वेस्ट नहीं करना है टाइम को. नेक्स्ट इज योर माइग्रेशन. Okay, next is the migration and suspension. Okay, so few more things how organisms are regulating their environment. Okay, how they are surviving. कुछ ऐसे होते हैं जो कि रेगुलेट कर लेते हैं, कुछ ऐसे होते हैं कि जो कि कन्फर्मर्स होते हैं, जो और कुछ मतलब रेगुलेट कर ही नहीं पाते हैं, और कुछ ऐसे होते हैं जो कि पार्शियल रेगुलेट करते हैं. Beside all those things, there are certain things which are बिहेवियरल चेंजेस. वी कैन से माइग्रेशन सबसे पहले. ये रेगुलेटर्स, कन्फर्मर्स, पार्शियल रेगुलेटर के अलावा भी कुछ दूसरे तरीके से ऑर्गेनिज्म सर्वाइव करते हैं. सर्टेन ऑर्गेनिजम्स आर देयर in order to resist to the environment, in order to survive in the changing environment. What they are going to do, they are attaining different way. The next way is your migration. In migration, what is happening? Organism is migrating from a place to another place for a temporary time when the environmental condition is very much adverse. When the environmental condition is very much adverse, when environmental condition is very much adverse, okay, जब adverse हो रहा है, at that time they cannot survive in that particular environmental condition. That's why they are migrating to some other place where the environmental condition is favorable for a temporary period of time. And when the environmental condition is getting stable, once again in the particular area where they were living earlier, they are going to come back to their native place. Okay, so native place जो उनका होगा, जहाँ पे उन लोग रहते हैं, उस नेटिव प्लेस का एनवायरमेंटल कंडीशन अगर एडवर्स है तो वो उसको छोड़ देंगे टेम्पररी पीरियड के लिए. ओके, एनवायरमेंटल कंडीशन एडवर्स हुआ, और फॉर एनी अदर पर्पज आल्सो, फॉर रिप्रोडक्शन पर्पज आल्सो, अदर पर्पज हो सकता है, जैसे कि रिप्रोडक्शन हो सकता है, एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर हो सकता है, रिप्रोडक्शन हो सकता है, फूड अवेलेबिलिटी हो सकता है, रिसोर्स अवेलेबिलिटी हो सकता है. Certain factors, many factors can be there which result in migration of organism for a temporary period of time. So these organisms, they can move away temporarily from stressful habitat to more comfortable area and return when stressful period is over. Very simple. Migration in fishes, it happens. Migration in birds is a very common thing. Migration in other animals like elephants, they migrate to other place when they don't get water in their native place. Okay, next one is your suspension. Organism, they suspend themselves, they suspend themselves from the living condition for a short period of time in order to manage with the changing environment, in order to survive in the changing environment. That is suspension. Organism that cannot migrate, they suspend. Those we cannot migrate, I mean those which cannot move to a long distance, they suspend their metabolic function during stressful condition. It is called as suspension. This can be of three types: hibernation, estivation, or diapause. What they are going to do, they are going to suspend their metabolic function. ज्यादा काम नहीं करेंगे, कुछ टाइम के लिए उन लोग छुप जाएंगे. They are going to hide करेंगे कुछ दिन के लिए. Okay, and that is called as suspension. Suspension can be of three types: hibernation, estivation, and diapause. We'll be talking about hibernation, estivation, and diapause separately in the next slide. Okay, right? Can I move to the next slide now? Suspension is like, I mean, hiding, or we can say slow down metabolism. Metabolism यहाँ पे slow हो जाएगा, slow down metabolism, slow metabolism हो जाएगा in order to reduce energy use or energy consumption. Okay, along with this, another process can happen, reduction in development. They will not develop during this particular period. Reduction in development, they are not going to develop during this particular period. Reduction in development. Okay, right? Reduction in development, slow metabolism, they will be hiding from the environmental stressful condition, okay, for a short period of time, but in their native place itself. That is called suspension. It is of three types: hibernation, estivation, and diapause. Okay, I'm moving to the next slide where I will be talking about hibernation, estivation, and diapause. Hibernation is your winter sleep, estivation is your summer sleep, and diapause is something different from estivation and hibernation. Well, let me write that one here. So what I told you, hibernation is your winter sleep. H. Remember this one. Estivation is your summer sleep. It means particular process called hibernation happens during winter days when the environmental condition or the temperature will be very much less. To withstand or to get rid of the less temperature condition, what organism do? They undergoes winter sleep. They will be hiding in their caves. They are not going to come out of their caves for a long period of time during winter days. That is called as your hibernation. Hibernation is the process by which animal avoid stress and become inactive during winter. They will be hiding in their caves. They are not going to run much. They are not going to work much. They will be sleeping throughout the day, throughout the night. सो जाएंगे, and as a result metabolism will get slow. काम ही नहीं करेंगे, metabolism slow हो जाएगा, बंद नहीं होगा, slow हो जाएगा. Remember this one. If the metabolism is getting completely stopped, then फिर तो death हो जाएगा organism का. Metabolism is going to get slow. Not, it is not getting stopped. Okay, it is getting slowed only. So polar bear, frogs, and lizards. Polar bear, frogs, and lizards are the organism which undergoes winter sleep. Lizards, polar bear, frogs. Okay. Next, estivation is your summer sleep. Is the process where again metabolism जो होगा वो slow कर देगा organism, और ये होता है summer के time पे. The only difference between hibernation and estivation is that hibernation happens in winter days or winter time. Estivation happens in summer time. Okay, it happens in snails and fishes. Snails and fishes, they don't get proper amount of water and they get hidden in a specific area where water availability will be very much less or moisture will be there. वहाँ पे भी लोग रह लेते हैं. They sleep during the summer day because water will not be there. Okay, so estivation is the process by which animal avoid stress and summer related problem become inactive during summer days. Inactive हो जाता है. Inactive in the sense inactive through metabolism. Diapause is different from hibernation and estivation. In hibernation and estivation, metabolism was getting slow. Metabolism जो था वो inactive हो रहा था, slow हो रहा था. Okay, but in diapause, metabolism will be slow, along with the development will not be happening. So metabolism जो है वो तो suspend हो जाएगा. Metabolism suspend होगा, slow होगा, suspend होगा, along with the development भी जो होगा ना वो cease हो जाएगा. ऑर्गेनिज्म का साइज इंक्रीज नहीं होगा, डेवलपमेंट सीज हो जाएगा. इसका साइज इंक्रीज ही नहीं होगा, नो इंक्रीज इन साइज. बस इसके केस में, इन दोनों के हाइबरनेशन एंड एस्टिवेशन के केस में ग्रोथ तो होगा. इनके केस में ग्रोथ विल बी हैपनिंग, ग्रोथ विल बी हैपनिंग, बट इसके केस में ग्रोथ इज नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन. ग्रोथ इज नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन. दिस इज डाइपोज. इज दैट क्लियर टू एवरीवन? सो डाइपोज होता है. एंड डाइपोज होता है किसके केस में? मोस्टली इंसेक्ट्स के केस में डाइपोज होता है. किसके केस में ज्यादातर डाइपोज होता है? मोस्टली इन इंसेक्ट्स, व्हेन दे विल बी इन दी लार्वल स्टेजेस. जैसे कि होता है अपना कुछ केसेस में इंसेक्ट्स में लार्वल स्टेजेस में, एम्ब्रियोनिक स्टेजेस में, ये डाइपोज कर लेते हैं, राइट. So hibernation, estivation and diapause, these are three different things. I hope this is clear to you. Jayashree, if it is clear to you, click on yes option. Okay. Okay, then I'm moving to the next slide now. Next is your adaptation. How organisms they are changing their body. How organisms are changing their body by means of physiology, by means of anatomy, or by means of morphology, और by means of morphology. किसी भी तरीके से, तीनों में से किसी भी तरीके से अपने आप को चेंज करेंगे, and this change bring or help them to survive in different condition. So this is called as adaptation. They are getting adapted, or they are getting fit to the changing environmental condition by changing their body physiology, body anatomy, or body morphology, right? So we'll be looking into different kind of adaptation here. Plants and animals undergo special characteristic changes in order to live and adjust under prevailing environmental condition, which is called as adaptation, जो कि मैंने बताया उसका प्रयोग दिया हुआ है. According to various modes of adaptation, plants are grouped into following major types: hydrophytes, xerophytes, and mesophytes. Hydrophytes are the plant which are adapted to survive in the aquatic condition. They are called as aquatic plants. Xerophytic are the plant, or xerophytes are the plant group which are adapted to survive in the dry condition where water availability is very much less. So they are xeric condition में रहने वाले. And mesophytes or plants growing in the mesic or normal water condition. Normal में. Aquatic के लिए hydrophytes, xerophyte के लिए xeric, and mesophytes मतलब normal water condition. Now let us talk about what are the adaptations they are having. Different adaptations कैसे हैं उनके पास. Animal adaptation क्या, अच्छा plant adaptation के बारे में बात कर लेते हैं थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे. When you are talking about the plant adaptation, let us talk about at first xerophytic adaptation. Let us talk about the xerophytic adaptation. Okay, so when you are talking about the xerophytic adaptation, okay, this xerophytic adaptation में सबसे पहले बात करेंगे. As they are the plant which are found in the dry condition, they need to minimize the water loss. In order to minimize the water loss, they have sunken stomata. First adaptation, anatomical adaptation, sunken stomata. This is anatomical adaptation. Adaptation. Okay, what do you mean by sunken stomata? Sunken stomata means the stomata will be present not in the epidermal region. Instead of that, stomata will be present in some invagination. मतलब अगर ये epidermis है ना, तो epidermis में stomata होता है in general, but stomata will not be there. Instead of that, stomata will be present on the inner side. Inner side मतलब थोड़ा सा अंदर present होगा, membrane में present नहीं होगा. इस तरीके का stomata present होगा. दिस इज सनकन स्टोमाटा। ओके, नॉर्मल स्टोमाटा ऐसे होता है, ये नॉर्मल स्टोमाटा है, एपिडर्मिस में होता है नॉर्मल स्टोमाटा। स्टोमाटा सनकन स्टोमाटा मतलब क्या है? स्टोमाटा प्रेजेंट स्लाइडली इनवॉल्व, अंदर की तरफ थोड़ा सा प्रेजेंट होगा स्टोमाटा, ये सनकन स्टोमाटा होता है। ओके, सेकेंड एडेप्टेशन दैट इज modification or morphological modification, we can say. Leaves are modified into, in order to minimize water loss, once again, leaves are modified into spine. Spine में modify हो जाता है leaf. Okay. Third adaptation, stems are modified for the photosynthesis. Stems are fleshy, green color and are modified for photosynthesis. Okay, and they are called as your phylloclades, और इन्हीं को कहा जाता है phylloclades. ठीक है, there is a difference between, one more term is there, phylloclades, and second one is your cladode. There is a difference between cladode and phylloclades. Phylloclades में internodal regions होगा, but in cladode there will not be any internode. एक ही होगा ये, ठीक है, ये भी स्टेम है, ये भी स्टेम है, एक में स्टेम में इंटरनोड होगा, एक में इंटरनोड नहीं होगा, इसमें इंटरनोड नहीं होगा, नो इंटरनोड। ओके, सो दिस इज थर्ड एडेप्टेशन जेरोफाइटिक कंडीशन में। और क्या क्या एडेप्टेशन हो सकता है? क्यूटिकल विल बी थिक क्यूटिकल। ओके, एंड द फोर्थ एडेप्टेशन इज photosynthesis happens during night के टाइम को photosynthesis होगा, that's it. Okay, so these are certain adaptation of the xerophytic plant. Okay, अगर हम लोग बात करेंगे second plant, जैसे अपना होता है hydrophytic plant के केस में, so in case of hydrophytic plant will be having, the leaf needs to be swim, or the leaf need to swim, जो leaves होगा वो float करना जरूरी है, and for the floating of leaves or floating of plants, buoyancy is required. And for the buoyancy, parenchyma is there. Parenchyma will be modified to carry air in it, and that is why it is called as parenchyma. So this is modified parenchyma. Sorry guys, this is modified parenchyma. Is that clear to everybody? Right? Okay. Okay, हाइड्रोफाइटिक हो गया, उसके बाद अपना आएगा लास्ट वन, थर्ड वन, दैट इज योर मेसोफाइटिक में मॉडिफिकेशन इतना ज्यादा कुछ होता नहीं है। ओके, सो लेट अस मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। दिस इज ऑल अबाउट योर प्लांट का हो गया, जल्दी से स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो, फिर हम चलते हैं नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। ओके, आई एम गोइंग टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड नाउ। एनिमल्स के केस में एडाप्टेशन क्या क्या होता है? व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द एडाप्टेशन इन animals do adaptation or adaptation in many various way. जैसे कि सबसे पहले बात करें तो those animals which are found in the cold area, जो कोल्ड एरिया वाले एनिमल्स होते हैं, कोल्डर एरिया वाले एनिमल्स होते हैं, इनमें एडाप्टेशन, सबसे पहला एडाप्टेशन ये होता है, दे हैव शॉर्ट limb and ear in order to minimize heat loss. Heat loss को minimize करने के लिए. Is that clear to everybody? Right? Okay. Some animals, they do camouflage to protect themselves against प्रीडेटर, कैमोफ्लेज मतलब चेंज इन कलर, बॉडी कलर को चेंज कर देंगे, कैमोफ्लेज चेंज इन बॉडी कलर, द बॉडी कलर विल बी सिमिलर टू द एनवायरमेंटल एनवायरमेंट, बॉडी कलर को बदल देंगे, कैमोफ्लेज बना देंगे, ठीक है, प्रेडेटर से बचने के लिए, ठीक है। सम ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिजम्स लाइक desert lizard, what they are going to do, they are going to box the sun in order to maintain their body temperature, अपना body temperature को maintain करने के लिए, okay, they bask in the sun, they bask in the sun, okay. Okay, so when they are basking in the sun, sunlight will fall on their body. As a result, the temperature inside their body is going to increase. Okay, as soon as the temperature will be very much high, it will be absorbing heat from the sunlight, and as soon as the temperature will be very much high, okay, they are going to get to the comfort zone, but they move into the shadow when they get the ambient temperature. Is that clear to everybody? जब टेम्परेचर बढ़ने लगेगा फिर उन लोग शेडो में चले जाएंगे, शेड में चले जाएंगे, सॉरी शेड में चले जाएंगे. This is another behavioral adaptation we can see. Another behavioral adaptation is kangaroo rat. They excrete solid urine in order to minimize water loss, because kangaroo rats, they are mainly found in the desert region. Kangaroo rats जो होते हैं ये डेजर्ट्स में पाए जाते हैं जहां पे पानी नहीं होता है. They are found in deserts mainly. Okay, and can live from birth to death without drinking water, thereby conserving water. So from birth to death, they don't consume water and they excrete their waste material in the form of solid urine. Solid urine के फॉर्म में उन लोग excrete करते हैं. So this is another kind of adaptation. So many more way में animal adapt करते हैं अपने आप को और फिर environment के साथ हम लोग रहते हैं manage करके. So these are some adaptation in animals, and that's all for today. Tomorrow हम लोग start करेंगे population से. Tomorrow we'll be starting from the population. If you have any kind of doubt, just let me know in the chat section. कोई भी डाउट से chat section में पूछो, मैं बता दूंगा. Guys, do you have any kind of doubt? If you don't have, I'm launching teacher NPS poll. Vote for me in the teacher NPS poll. Thank you. Thank you, Jayasri. Thank you, Jayasri. Okay, then we can end the class. Thank you. If you don't have any doubt, we can end the class. Bye bye. Let me know if you have any doubt.